So what's it really like to survive 12 hours in the lab? Was it stressful? Did things go wrong? Yes, very wrong. But come spend 12 hours in the lab with me and see what it's like. It's 8 and I'm starting the day by making some new buffers. I'm labeling all my bottles so I know what's inside it. After that, I went on to sort out some SDS gels before I made my first 2 mistakes of the day. I made a solution of the wrong percentage, and I've also lost my one and only protein crystal, which took months to grow and was essentially the main aim of the project. But it's okay, I'll start again and push through. So I got on with purifying my protein. This is a pellet of frozen E. coli cells, and what I'm doing here is to resuspend it in a buffer using this magnetic stirrer. It does take a while for it to resuspend, and I usually use pipettes to help speed up the process. This is the French press or cell disruptor, which breaks up cells in order to access my target protein expressed. I'd pour in my resuspended sample of E. coli cells for them to be broken at a pressure of 27 kpsi. Then it's just a matter of waiting before the whole sample gets through. I can then start the cleaning procedure, which includes using 70% ethanol to disinfect the cell disruptor, as well as the surfaces to make sure no E. coli stays. I then centrifuge the new lysate sample to pellet down the cell debris shown at the bottom of the tube. Pellet is always at the top to ensure minimal disruption, and honestly, filtering is a whole arm workout, so I would sometimes skip it after centrifuging as it does most of the job. Next step is loading the nickel column with my target protein through the help of a peristaltic pump before I then transfer it to the actor. I'm using the buffers I made this morning, which allowed me to purify the protein. Every drop of protein is precious, and you can actually see that the drops are very airy. This is bad, by the way, and that's because I've put in lots of air into the system, which means I need to get it sorted out, and that's my 3rd mistake of the day. I then went to make my dialysis buffer needed for later, when I also add in the 3C protease to cleave off the his tag from the protein. So I've been dialyzing my protein overnight. This is like a little membrane that holds my protein inside. Later on, I collected them from the dialysis membrane pocket. This step is crucial and delicate since you are handling weeks worth of work. I started off using a pipette, but then I got slightly impatient, so I went ahead with pouring my protein into a falcon tube. Protein solution is concentrated down to around 2 ml for running gel filtration or size exclusion chromatography. I always have my specs on when injecting things to prevent anything splashing into my eyes. As the system runs, elution peaks form, and you can see when your protein comes off. Smaller proteins would take longer to be eluted, and larger ones would elute faster. And when the system was running, I pelleted some E. coli cells, and as you can see, I spilled E. coli everywhere. This definitely looks disastrous, but I promise you, after cleaning up, everything will resume back to normal. Personal preference, however, I love a busy bench because it shows that I have been working, and it somehow feels really rewarding, only that it looks like a total mess. And here comes my favorite time, dealing with liquid nitrogen. Don't ever touch it with bare hands, and importantly not with latex gloves on, as liquid nitrogen can get trapped and gives you skin burns. It certainly does not offer cryogenic protection at all. So you might be wondering why I need liquid nitrogen. Well, I've made and purified my protein, so it's important to store them, and this means to keep them frozen at a reasonable concentration and at -80 degrees. Lots of you have mentioned about struggling with concepts in STEM and maths, so I'd like to introduce Brilliant. So Brilliant is an interactive online learning platform that literally turns anyone into a maths person and also a better problem solver. I know STEM subjects can be complex and hard to get your head around, but with Brilliant, you'll click with concepts that you used to struggle with. What I love about Brilliant is its interactive nature, and as I always say, information is retained better through active learning relative to passive learning. On Brilliant, you will learn through active problem solving through a mix of interactive problems, motivating challenges, and also daily encouragement to keep you moving forward. Another feature I love about Brilliant is how it personalizes learning for you. Based on your background, it starts you off at the right level and tailors practice sets and reviews to help you advance at your ideal pace. To learn for free on Brilliant for a full 30 days, scan my QR code or follow the link in my description. I'd like to thank Brilliant for sponsoring today's video. Brilliant has also offered a 20% off an annual premium subscription, which gives you unlimited daily access to everything you need on Brilliant. So after that, it was time to sort out my nickel columns, which I've used earlier for purification. I need to recharge the columns with nickel, which is toxic, so I need to handle with care and with gloves. And as the nickel runs through, you can see the color change downwards. Then looking ahead for tomorrow, I'm planning to do grow-ups, so I have to plan ahead and do overnight cultures tonight. I will then be inoculating larger cultures with these overnight cultures. So I'm making more trays today because I've just decided to do more conditions and just to give me more chances to get some crystals because I'm not getting anything right now and it's quite frustrating. And I've already done like more than 10 trays I think and there's still nothing. To be fair, I should have left it a bit longer, but I'm just not patient. Rather than me doing it manually, the equipment will help me transfer these proteins into the actual crystal tray. I had to do lots of calculations just to make sure that the dilutions are correct and that I am actually making these trays at the concentration that I want it to be and not just diluting it without realizing it, which was something that I did yesterday actually. Finally, last task of the day, I'm cleaning the actor I used for purification and gel filtration today, then quickly squeezed in time to make one more buffer. It took me ages to learn how to navigate the actor because it was something I hadn't used before. Also, many steps were involved, such as changing loops according to the volumes you're injecting, etc. But I'm definitely more confident now, so really what I needed was some time to learn and also to get used to it. So that's it for today guys. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it didn't overwhelm you because it certainly was an intense session, but I really wanted to show you guys how it's like to survive in the lab. I hope I made it interesting and that I didn't put you off from this subject, but please do let me know in the comments if there's anything in particular that you'd like to know more about. But thank you again for watching and I'll see you guys next time.